truth that you are a slave. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison for your mind.
Greetings. I want to talk to you concerning how to manifest using the 5 senses. And we all know that the 5 senses is see, taste, touch, smell, and so on. Okay? And we all use these senses in the physical realm to contact this physical world. But there is a spiritual invisible world of which we know Abdullah taught Neville Goddard how to tap into this invisible world and how to use the 5 senses in this invisible world to make things happen in this physical 3D world. Okay? So what Abdullah really taught Neville is that you can taste in your imagination, you can see in your imagination, you can smell in your imagination, you can hear in your imagination, and what? You can feel in your imagination. Okay? So when Neville wanted to make his trip to Barbados and he had no work and he had no money, and he had to see himself sleeping in his mother's home in Barbados in his imagination night after night, he had to feel the bed, the imaginary bed that he's sleeping upon. He had to feel himself walking in that imaginary house in Barbados in his imagination. He had to smell how the house will smell, having lived in that part of the world before, having born and grew up in Barbados. Okay? Because the night in Barbados might be different to the night in New York in terms of the different songs that you would hear. So like for example, in Barbados you hear the song of the night, like the crickets and all of these other things. Okay, because I'm living in the Caribbean, so I can speak from experience. But let's say you're living in a city like New York, you'll be hearing the vehicles and all of these things, depending on where you're living. Okay, you hear all of these things, the hustle and the bustle that is going on. But in the Caribbean, you more hear as if you're living somewhere like say in the jungle or somewhere in nature. So you'll hear all of the night creatures giving their peculiar song. Okay? And so, when you realize that you can use these senses in your imagination, it means when you want to manifest something, you must always involve these senses. So if there's a job, a special job that you would like to get, you should be able to feel in imagination, you shaking the hand of the person who is your employer and hearing them saying to you, welcome on board. Okay? If you want a certain salary to be paid to you, you should imagine hearing that person's voice saying that we are willing to pay you X and X amount. Okay? So my brother and my sisters, this is just a short word of encouragement to help you to manifest your reality consciously, knowing that you must be aware that you must not be the extra in your own movie. You are the director, you are the producer, you are also the actor, you are playing the starring role. You must direct your scenes how you want them to be, and always live from the end. Instead of thinking of what you want, think from what you already accomplished. Think from it. Think from the wish already been fulfilled. And to do that, you must use the 5 senses. You must be able to see the thing. You must be able to touch and feel the thing. If you got to smell it, you must smell it. If you got to hear, you must hear it. If you got to taste, you must taste it. Get fully involved as you would get involved in this physical world and contact this physical world with the five senses. So when you go in to operating into the sixth sense, which will take you into the invisible world, you must operate from these five senses in the imaginary way. So there's a physical smell and there's an imaginary smell. Okay, there's a physical hearing and there is an imaginary hearing. So you have an imaginary nose, you have an imaginary air, you have an imaginary eye. As a matter of fact, you have an imaginary body. Use your imaginary body to create your reality here consciously. Okay? That's the point I'm really bringing across to you. So whatever you desire, it can be yours. Just use the senses and apply them rightly. And believe in yourself. Then believe also that everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. And all you're doing is manipulating energy. You're born in this world here to learn a lesson. And the lesson you have to learn is the lesson of how to create. And to create, you have to learn to manipulate energy. So all of that is part of energy manipulation. And that's the only how you can create your reality consciously. And that's why everything in this world that you will ever need for survival, it was first a thought, it was first an idea, it was first an idea, it was first imagine, it was first mental, it was first psychological, it was first a thought. Okay, so everything begins from thought or spirit to matter. Okay? So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, I hope what I'm saying it makes sense to you and it's helping you in manifesting your every desire. And I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, and what I'm saying it makes sense to you, really resonating with you, and you'd like to get more of this kind of teaching, I would like to say to you, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at Black Mind Guru. And if you would like to support this work by any way at all, you can check out our PayPal link. The link is down below once you feel led to do so. Also, I have a Patreon, and if you like to be a part, feel free to check out my Patreon. And we have a course that is called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. You can check it out also, and it's for persons who are donating at least $20 or more to this work. And we are living in a time where they want to dim the sun and they want to black out the sun. But I want to say to you, this is time for you to be in touch with the sun that is within you. Because that's the power, that's the light that is in you. That's the creative power that is within you that you must get in alignment with and use it to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.